We're gonna use the Foot Mob Predictor. So um, not sponsored, obviously, but this is my favorite sports app. I'm pretty sure Brian's is too. So
Yeah,
we use this for everything.
it is.
Yeah. So they have this little cool little predictor thing, which is cool. Like the little thing is cool. So we're gonna use it for me and Brian, and we're gonna pick who we think is gonna win it all. But yeah. So let's start it. I'll go first, and then Brian will go after me. All right. So for the group stage,
All right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I do know some of the squads for some of the team, like some of the teams, but not all of them. But so keep in
Yeah.
mind that some third place teams go through, not all, but some do. All right. So I'm gonna have here. So I have Germany in first. I'm gonna leave them in first, obviously, because there's no way they don't top
Do you
this
want to share
group.
with me real quick? Would you like to share it with me real quick that I can see it?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, Brian. I'm getting a little excited. I got ahead of myself there for a second.
You're good.
there,
Like tomorrow already.
I
Oh, there's
know,
literally
right?
like so. I don't
Exactly.
blame you,
Yeah,
but
it's exciting.
they
I've
said
got
you had Germany first.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave Germany first in the group with Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. So this one's interesting because I feel like any of these three teams could go through Hungary, Scotland, and Switzerland. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know many Hungary players other than like Orban and like Soboslai.
Yeah,
And I think I don't even know who the goalkeeper is, but I know that Liverpool used to have a Hungarian goalkeeper. His name was, I think, Bogdan. I don't even know if he's their goalkeeper or not. Probably
yeah.
not. But I'm gonna put them last. I'm sorry. Some I know some people probably have them high up. I'm gonna put them fourth. Any of these three teams could swap. Honestly, like we never know what'll happen. We say this and watch Germany not get out of the group stage, so
Yeah,
that'd be horrible
literally.
considering they're at home. And this is Tony Cruz's final games before retirement. And okay, so this is a hot take because I know some people said that Scotland are on a bad run of form. And I think what is it? Who is it? That McTominay's kind of injured, and he was usually like their
But
big
they
piece.
got Scott McSauce.
Scott McSauce is hurt, and we don't know when he will be back. So not
Yeah,
sure there, but I always feel like I know Scotland hasn't made out of these group stages, but I don't know. I always put them higher up, maybe because they do have some good Prem players. I know they have Robertson.
yeah.
I don't know if they called up uh what's his name? What's that left back from Arsenal? I forget his name. Oh, Trip
Tierney.
Kearney. I was gonna say Trippier. That's not it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like Tierney.
Kearney. There we
I don't know how
go.
you say it, but it's like something along those
Tierney.
lines.
Yeah, Tierney.
Yeah,
Tierney. There we go. Tierney. So, I'm gonna put Scotland second. Switzerland. They always do okay, but I feel like a lot of their players are kind of older now. Like a lot of their guys have aged. Like Summer. You got Summer. You got
yeah,
Ricardo. I forget his last name. The left back. Rodriguez thing is Ricardo Rodriguez. Um, and then I forget a lot of the Switzerland players. Honestly, like no disrespect. I know they got Shakiri, and he
yeah.
always performs in these Euros.
Literally.
But I feel like they're a lot older, so I feel like a lot of those guys are. I don't want to say washed, but they're a little over the hill. So I don't expect them to do as good as most people might expect them to. And like I said, I put Scotland second. So this might be wrong. I know some people have it. Some people have Scotland in bottom, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm just gonna put some faith in
Yeah,
Scotland. You never know. These tournaments, stuff happens. Like who expected Iceland to make that run in the 2016, I think, Euros when they knocked out
yeah,
England and they made it, I think, to the semis or the quarters. I can't remember, but they made it pretty far, and that was very memorable. That Iceland team was very iconic. It was very iconic to everybody. But yeah, that's what I have my top four right there for
yeah.
Group B. All right. This one is a little tough, so let's do the obvious one. I'm sorry, Albania, but there's no chance you finish
Um,
above any of these guys.
yeah.
All right.
You say that, but there's a chance. There's a
There is a
chance.
chance. One of these guys could either shit the bed or Albania just pull out a masterclass. We just never
Yeah,
know. All right, so I don't know. What? Give me 1 through 3. Which one should I go next, Brian? Because all these are gonna be shockers. I guarantee you, not that many people are gonna
I'd say
expect this.
do first.
Give me do first.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave Croatia in first.
Nice. That's what I would do.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Croatia first because Croatia is just stacked with talent. I feel like in every single position, these guys are solid. Every single international tournament, they always make a deep run no matter what. The World Cup, the Nations League, the Euros, they always make some kind of a run, and I feel like Croatia has just always been a team filled with talent, immense talent, young talent, older, veteran players. I just feel like they'll do really good in this group. We still got Luka Modric. I hope it's not his last international tournament. I want him to end off like Toni Kroos at the 2026 World Cup, but I don't know what's going to happen. I hope Madrid offer him a 1 more year extension. Just let him retire at the World Cup. That'll be a nice way to go out. But we never know. But I'm going to put Croatia first here. And then this is the controversial one. I'm going to put... Well, I don't know. Not the controversial. No. I'm putting Spain second. So, Spain frustrates me as a Real Madrid fan because they are notorious for being Barca fanboys, and they choose Barcelona players that are trash. I'll never forgive them for this last World Cup for bringing up Eric Garcia over Sergio freaking Ramos. It's just the Barca PR on this national team is insane. It's ridiculous. Like, I'll give you Lamine Yamal. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
But
this is good.
There's no chance that Ferran Torres should have made this squad or Fermin should have made this squad. I'm sorry. I know Barcelona are so broke they have to play their youth players in these competitions. Like, they have to play their youth players in their main team because they can't afford to even register their coach. These guys are catching strays anywhere, man. I don't care. Any chance I get to throw some strays, they catch those strays. But my point is, it's a Barca PR team. They always bring up all these Barca players and they neglect some of the Madrid players. Like, I remember the last World Cup, I think the only Madrid player that they called up was Carvajal.
They're just not good.
Nah, man, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. And it was Luis Enrique too as the manager. So I'm glad they got knocked out early on, man, because they deserved it for that biased bullshit where they called up all these Barca players just because they're Barca players, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you gotta pick the best team. Like, if the Barca players are better, then fair play. But if you're just calling these guys up because they played for Barca, like, nah, man. Like, I'm not about that. You want to put out the best 11 to win it. You're there to win it, not for a PR stunt. What's the point if you guys get knocked out, but all the Barca players look like crazy good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's my personal bias with Spain as of right this moment. The last couple years, that's nothing but biasness. I feel like Lucas Vazquez should have made it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Jesus Navas he's been good even at an old age, but I feel like he should have made it over Jesus Navas for sure. And the fact that they were playing Jesus Navas over Carvajal, I'm like, nah, this guy is tripping, man. It doesn't matter what bozo they have.
Carvajal's an old.
He's like 31 or 32, my guy.
Moves like he's like 60 already.
Bro, he's the first player to win 6 Champions Leagues as a starter. Put some respect on this man's name. What?
Just kidding. I was like, that dude's a loser.
So, hater over here, but this isn't the Madrid prediction. I'm just saying my beef with Spain is this, that they're biased with their selection. They don't put out the best 11. They'll call up players that I feel shouldn't be called up. Like I said, some players inexperienced, some players that shouldn't be here. Just saying. Even, you know what's funny? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Pedri had a decent season, but I feel like Gavi had a shit season. And if he wasn't injured, he would be in this team just because he plays for Barca. And the fact that Fermin made it just tells you all you need to know. And Ferran Torres is garbage. If Barcelona had the money,
That one I do agree with you. The Ferran Torres, I don't know why that gets called up.
Literally, he's trash.
I could get behind the Gavi one because I feel like whenever he's not hurt, like he actually plays pretty solid, and I feel like a lot of time he plays like trash is when he's hurt or he has like something lingering.
He didn't have the best
But
season, but I get it.
yeah, the Ferran Torres one, that one I definitely can get by. Like that
Oh
dude is
yeah,
not so
that
bad.
dude is washed. I don't know how City finessed Barcelona into buying this guy, but
Yeah.
for so much, but they did. It's crazy. But all right, enough of the Barcelona slander, even though they deserve it. But all right, I'm gonna put them in second. Italy, I'll put them in third. I know this is controversial because Italy has a new manager, and their manager is the one that led Napoli finally to win the league. For it's either been a long time or the first time. I'm sure it's been a long time since they had won it. So he
Yeah.
finally did it. He got them the win, and then he walked away. And it's good he did because Napoli heavily underperformed this season. So he went out on a high, and he left with his stock at an all time high instead of ending off this next season on a low. So
Yeah.
but I don't know. Italy is just something about them in these tournaments as of late. I'm surprised they qualified for this thing, man. They've been
Yeah.
choking like crazy.
Literally.
They didn't
But you
qualify.
say that, but they've been doing the same. They've been underperforming.
I know. What's it called? They didn't qualify for the World Cup,
Yeah.
and yeah, they did qualify. They didn't qualify for the last two World Cups, unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's two World Cups in a row they haven't qualified for. Because I know they won the previous Euros, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. But I feel like Italy, like I'm not, no offense, like I know they got some players, but I feel like their team has like some pretty good players, but I feel like the star-studded lineup of the former Italies of the past are long gone, and the guys that fill in the slots now just don't feel as prestigious or as good as the previous teams. I just don't think that they'll do as well. I know they won that one Euros.
Yeah.
I don't know how they won that Euros honestly, but yeah, I feel like they'll end up third. I feel like they'll go through though. They'll go through for sure though to the next round,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna get the top two. All right, so Group C. Group C. I'm gonna put the obvious. I'm gonna put England at the top. All
Nice.
right. Obviously England is England. You know some players they left off, but England is full of talent. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say this: if
Yeah.
England field the right 11, they will win this whole thing. All I gotta
Yep.
say, they have so many players, but they never know how to play them or where to put them because a lot of players don't do well with England because they don't put them in the strong suits, and
Yeah.
it's kind of tough because you have a lot of good players like to line up that front five. All I gotta say is that if you put Jude Bellingham as a CDM, you're not gonna win anything. He came off a
Yeah.
high as a good season, playing as a cam. If you put him in a CDM position, it's not gonna be the same. I feel their ideal front. Well, let's say their ideal because I forget who the center backs they have is.
Yeah.
Their front five should be Harry Kane at the top. I don't even know if he got called up. Harry Kane did get called up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Harry Kane at the top. I say at the left we'll go Palmer. Right we'll go Saka. Cam will go Jude, and then the CDMs Rice, and then I don't know who else to have a CDM, but I'd put two CDMs right there, and that's the lineup that I
Yeah.
feel like they should run. If they run that, I feel like they'll succeed. If they put Jude as a CDM, they're not gonna do as well as you think. I don't know. I would assume you'd want to put your star player in the action up front.
I say you say that, but I feel like England, they just have a lot of egos on that team, so it's just like
They
everyone
do, honestly.
they need to like everyone feels like they need to carry that team, which kind of sucks because someone's always kind of pushed to the side because of how much talent they have. Like even like literally with the Jude thing, how they have that dude playing like CDMs. Times I'm just like, dude, like there's no way you have him play like that. But it's because they have all these other players playing the positions that they feel are like best for them. But it's dumb. But I mean, there's like so much like you can throw Sock obviously at your right wing, but then you can throw your Palmer there too. But then you can put Palmer in the midfield. But then if you put Palmer in the midfield, they're taking out what's his face?
Jude.
You're taking out Jude. So it's like literally like someone's gonna get left out. And if they don't figure out like the ego situation there, this is gonna be a downfall because they need to like figure out how to play with all the talent they have because they literally could win it all. literally.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true, and I feel like that's why the previous England teams have not been successful. Because think about it, how does a team with like David Beckham, Rooney, Gerrard,
Yeah,
Lampard, Scholes, I forget, I don't know who they have at left mid, but like a team like that, how do they not win anything? Because I feel like all those players were really big players, and nobody stood out. It was basically like a bunch of huge players that stood and nobody stood out in the team to take leadership and take control.
yeah,
They all, I feel like they clash heads because on their respective teams they were that guy, but when they all came together they all try to be that guy. So therefore I feel like they meshed a lot and they didn't quite gel the way you would expect. Because how does that team not win anything? You know. Um,
it's always English teams. Like I'm not even like trying to like be or say anything or like be any specific type of way towards the English teams, but like I feel like that's just always how it is.
a lot
Because
of
like you
teams
look at
like that.
other like the Croatias, like how do they always get this far and like do so good? And it's because they're like
They work
they
as a
share
team.
they their roles. Yeah, they work as a team, but it's just like all these bigger teams with like big stars. It always ends up happening where they just clash heads. So
Exactly, which is I feel the same downfall that Portugal may face moving forward. But we'll get to them when we get to them. But I feel like it's the same similar situation they got. But I'm gonna put England first. There's no way they don't top this group. It'd be crazy if they don't.
yeah,
All right. So for last, I'm gonna put Slovenia. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sorry. I'm not that well learned. But the only Slovenian players I know, if I'm not wrong, and I hope I'm not confusing them with Slovakia, is I'm pretty sure the only players I know is Oblak and Handanovic. And those are goalies. Goalies win you games, but they can't do everything. I'm sorry.
literally.
I'm sure there's some great outfield players that play for Serbia, but I can't. I'm not Serbia. I mean Slovenia, but I can't think of a single one outside of those two guys. When I see that flag, that's who I think of. Those two guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like they're always kind of in the mix, like the World Cups and the Euros, but I'm gonna put them last. Okay, so these two right here. So Denmark had a disappointing World Cup where people thought they were gonna make it much further. They got some good talent. Højlund had a decent season, not too bad. His first big jump with Manchester United. They have a lot of good players at most positions. But I'm gonna go Serbia. Like I know Serbia is a little more top heavy. Like they have more options up top versus down back. But
yeah,
I feel like Serbia can be dangerous. If I remember right for the last World Cup, they beat Portugal for the first spot in the qualifiers, and Portugal had to qualify through the playoffs. I think if I'm not wrong, they beat them
yeah.
to claim that top spot. And Serbia has some really good players, so I'm gonna put them in second and put Denmark for third. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put them to go through, but I just feel like Serbia is a really good team. We'll see how they do defensively. But I'm gonna put them right there. I feel like it's a good spot. Serbia is always pretty good. I feel like I always sleep on Serbia and they always prove me wrong. Um, but yeah,
Don't blame me on that.
yeah. All right, now Group D. So for this one, I have France at the top. I feel like that one's
I think
pretty
that's pretty
obvious.
obvious.
This
Yeah.
one's a little more easier, and then I'm gonna put Netherlands in
Yeah.
second. Honestly, I would almost swap these two, but I feel like France is so strong in every position. They've been looking really good lately, and they've been gelling a lot. Personally, so I feel like they'll do pretty good. So I put them up top. Netherlands, they just destroyed Canada 4-0. They're looking dangerous, and it's crazy because I feel like Netherlands underperforms like crazy a lot in these tournaments because they have a lot of
Literally.
good players at every position. They have so much depth, but they always can never just put it together. But they're looking a lot better this season, and I feel like they could make a run for it. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
But I'm put them in second. Third, I'm sorry, but I'm going Austria. No offense to Poland, but you can't rely on. I think Lewandowski's 38. He's older. I think he's in his late 30s for sure. But you can't
He's to the point
rely.
where he's gonna stop missing out on the. He's gonna stop missing out or not getting called up anymore because of his age.
I know, but they don't got nobody else at this point, so I feel
Yeah.
like that's why. But you can't rely on old man Lewandowski to get you through these tournaments anymore. You got to start producing some talent. I know they got some players, not just him, but when I think of Poland, I think of him. So it's almost like a
Yeah.
one man team, you know. So And I just feel like it's not gonna cut it. Austria has a lot of solid players, you know. I feel like they got some good players. They got some good pieces. Alaba's up in the mix. He's not gonna be there because he's still injured from his ACL tear. So he'll be there in spirit, but he's not gonna be playing, unfortunately. But Austria has some good players. So I feel like they'll do pretty good. Honestly, I'm gonna put them third. We'll see who I put to go through in the third spots. But yeah. And then here we have Group E. All right, so for here, I'm going to go for first spot. I'm going to put Belgium. Belgium underperforms like crazy in all tournaments. They've been the dark horse for like 10 years now, and they haven't done nothing.
Yeah.
They've done nothing. They've done nothing. But in a group this easy, they should hope to top this group. You know, I'm gonna put them in first right here. Last, I'm sorry, I'm putting Slovakia at the bottom. Well, yeah, I'm putting Slovakia bottom, honestly.
Yeah, faith in Mudryk, I see. My goat's gonna carry that team.
I haven't even said where I'm gonna put these guys, but Belgium in first, Slovakia fourth. I'm sorry, that's just how I see it. I don't know any Slovakian players off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Apologies, no disrespect to the Slovakians. Or any Slovakian fans out there, but that's my picks here. I almost swapped them with Romania, but I was like, I'm gonna put Romania. I think top their group, so I'm gonna give them a little more credit. So I'm gonna put them there, but I'm putting Ukraine second. The amount of disrespect I seen on Ukraine's name is just crazy. I almost have. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm swapping it. Nope.
Oh, word.
Belgium underperforms like crazy. Ukraine is looking like their golden generation is now. There is no chance with players like Lunin, Mudryk. Oh, there's so many I can't. Zinchenko, Dovbyk had a crazy good season with Hirona. I know there's so many good Ukrainians right now out there. They're thriving. Ukraine is thriving right now when they need it the most. I have so much faith in these guys. Some people have them like to finish rock bottom. There's no chance. I was going to go second, but Belgium throws so hard in these tournaments. The amount of players. How do you throw with your Lukakus, your Hazards, your KDBs, all these other players that they got, man? How do you underperform and do bad? They've had players like, I know this was the duo that they had at Spurs. I forget their name, their names, but Vertonghen and I forget the other one. He left recently, but my point is they've had some good players, you know. And then they had a freaking Courtois, and they didn't call up Courtois. Like
I feel like every time I be seeing Belgium now, it always feels like it's like a wash team. Like they're so old and like they have so many young players, which is crazy.
It's
like
not
some of them
wrong.
are getting old. Don't get me wrong, but like some of them are young. Like they got their Dokus and they still like shit the bed when they come to these tournaments, which is sad.
Exactly, and this not looking good. And how do you not call up Courtois? Courtois is the best player you have outside of KDB.
Yeah.
Like, I know he was injured most of the season. He didn't get to play, but I know the other goalkeepers earned their spot, but you don't leave Courtois at home. Did you see how good he was coming back from that injury in that UCL final? He literally won Madrid that game. He literally won them that game. But I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting, you know. We're gonna have Courtois versus Lunin on this one. We're gonna see what that outcome is. But I don't know. I just feel like Belgium's over the hill. They're good players. Eden Hazard retired. KDB he underperforms with Belgium. Lukaku has fallen off crazy. He fell. He rolled down that hill at a massive pace. He is just so far gone. It's done. Doku, he had a good start to a season at City, but then he kind of faded away, you know. And I don't know, man. I kind of got some good players like Decatelaire and all these like young promising players, but Trossard as well. But I don't know. They always throw, so I'm putting them second. Otherwise, I'd have them first if they weren't throwing. But yeah, so that's what I'm going on that one, right there. And then the last group, we got Group F. I'm sorry, but Portugal has no business finishing outside number one.
Literally.
If they don't finish number one, we need to talk about it. And that's why I was talking about Portugal has so many good players everywhere, but like I said, there's too many
Yeah.
clashing heads, and there's so many selfish players on this team. Don't get me wrong, I love Ronaldo. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Real Madrid legend, icon, or footballing icon. But sometimes he's a little selfish, and then some of the other players are selfish.
Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes is selfish. Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva is selfish.
Yeah.
Leao isn't so selfish, but his play style is very selfish in the sense of like he's like the run down the pitch and try to take everybody on a 1v1 type of player, like a selfish player in a sense of like it's me versus everyone. Like there's no such thing as a
Yeah.
team. A lot of these guys I feel are very selfish, and they don't see eye to eye when it comes in the team setting. And I don't know if Ronaldo can rally these guys through. I
Yeah.
mean, they have Pepe still. He's up there in age. I'm hoping that Pepe can right the ship for them because he's more of a leader. He was a leader when he was at Real Madrid. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
that happens. But Portugal has their moments. But I'm putting Portugal first because there's no chance they don't finish first here. And then in second, I'm going with Turkey. Um, you know, Turkey in the past, they've kind of underperformed. They've been disappointments, but we got Arda Güler up in here, and he is that guy. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
put all my eggs in the Arda Güler basket because he is that guy. And I just feel like Turkey will bounce back. They still got some good players, and I feel like they'll do pretty good. And then the last two spots, I know there's some good players for Czechoslovakia. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
Georgia has been on the rise. And if Turkey doesn't watch out, Georgia will easily swipe that second place spot. Georgia has been on the
Yeah.
rise. There's so many good players popping up everywhere from Georgia. They're looking better and better as time goes on, Like you see it everywhere. So I have faith in Georgia that they'll get third. Maybe they'll go through. But this is what I have for now. This is my groups. Anything to say, Ryan, before I move on to the knockouts?
No, but I definitely do have some switches. I'm not gonna lie, that it'll make it a little bit more
I'm
interesting. And
sure.
some are just because like it would be nice to be different than yours, that we're not just like completely identical. But
Yeah.
some are like genuinely like I genuinely feel a little bit of difference in some.
Okay.
So I'll just wait till I get to
All
mine. That way
right.
it's like a little bit more of a shocker.
There we go. I'm sure the changes will be in this group right here, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now there's some other groups.
All
Shockingly,
right.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. I think they'll be in this group, and I'm just guessing
Yeah,
now.
definitely
I'm
that
gonna
group.
say that group, and then I'm gonna say that group, and then Group B are the two that are gonna have changes. I agree. I feel for sure. But we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. All right. So knockout stages. All right. So this is the group
This
lucky
will get
losers.
interesting.
So 4 of these guys will go through, and 2 will not go through. I'm gonna put so Austria will go through, Denmark will go through, Italy will go through.
Are you literally gonna keep it how it has it?
But I'm gonna throw my hat and give it to Georgia.
Nice.
I'm gonna put Georgia in the mix. I know I might regret it. For sure Italy, and like I said, any of these guys could probably intertwine. But I'm going Georgia, Italy, Denmark, and Austria. Oh, I think you put it in an order, so I'll put Italy. I might be wrong. Italy there. I'll put. You know what? Austria here, Denmark there, and then Georgia just barely squeaked by. That's how I put it right here.
And you gotta remember, there's always that dream team that like always goes through, that everybody wants to win because like they get a chance, and it could be Georgia. It literally
It
could be
could
anything.
be. There's always some sleepers.
Yeah, there's always that one team.
Like I said, we'll see what happens here. But remember, Portugal won it in 2016 from this, so you never know. All right, so next one right here. All right, so the first round of
It's
16,
interesting.
Croatia and Georgia.
Bye-bye,
Georgia, thank you for coming. You've made it far, but Croatia's going through. The next
That's a
one,
close.
Germany, Serbia. Germany for sure going through. I can't see Serbia beating them there.
Yeah.
Next one, Portugal, Italy. It's crazy. Portugal could
Yeah,
finish
literally.
first and end up with this matchup, which is
That was
crazy.
solid.
I know, but Portugal for sure edges them, I feel. Netherlands, Belgium, another banger of a game right here. I said Netherlands has been on fire and Belgium is flopping hard, so I'm going there.
Yep. This
Ukraine
would
moves
actually be
on.
a game here. That would be a game.
It would be a game changer right there. Game changers be a big game. Ukraine, Denmark. Sorry, Denmark. Thank you for coming, but Ukraine is pushing through. France and Turkey. France. Here we got England, and then I've got Spain. I know there's some
Yeah,
upsets, but I feel like putting Ukraine this far is my upset. So you
yeah,
can't
that is
say
pretty
because
good.
I know there's some upsets. Not everything happens in any sporting event. No, not every time do all the big teams go through. But I have my
And let's
Ukraine
not
in
get
here.
it and let's not get it twisted. At this moment, it's kind of like you'd be dumb if you don't choose like some of the bigger teams because like some of the roster difference in teams is just wild. Like
Oh yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
there's gonna be those Cinderella teams, but like we're you got to remember we're doing this based off paper and how they looked recently. Like some of these squads just aren't comparable. So like looking back at it, you can be like, oh yeah, like I definitely knew this team was gonna like end up winning, but no, you don't because you look at the other team across and you're just like you look at the roster and it's crazy. So it's like you never know when these little teams are gonna end up like being massive and like going on these crazy runs because you got to remember what like literally the rosters are for some of these teams, and it's just crazy.
Exactly. You never know. Look at Euro 2004. No one in their mothers thought that Greece was going to be Portugal in the final to win that. Nobody saw that coming. I don't care who said they saw it coming. The only people that saw it coming were maybe Greek fans or Greek people with a lot of faith. But faith
Yeah,
only gets you so far, and they won that one. So I don't know, but we never know. So, all right, moving on to the
yeah,
next round. We got the quarterfinals. All right. So, Croatia
pretty good
and
stuff there.
Germany. This is tough, man. Basically, Luka Modric versus Tony Cruz to go towards the semis. And this is where I said I got to think with my brain because this is so hard.
Yeah,
I want Tony Cruz to win this so bad because it's his last international. It's his last games, man. It's his last games.
yeah,
Croatia's so good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough. Germany have been looking good, but Croatia has just been insane.
yeah.
This one's hard, but I'm gonna tip the scales in Germany's side. It's
Huh.
tough, but I feel like since Tony Cruz came back to the national team, they've looked like a different team. So all those people blaming Tony Cruz, they can't blame him for anything because where has he been the last how many so years in the national team and they've been doing trash. So they got no Tony
And
Cruz
you,
to blame.
and you got to remember that they're gonna be playing with a different motive. They're gonna also know that this is Tony Cruz's last game, so they're gonna put that extra little push into their performance. I don't care what you say, it literally does a difference. Like it happens. I know a lot of people don't believe it, but that's literally a thing where like they know it's the one of their leaders like last couple games, and you kind of like put everything in the basket for them. That way they can go out on a high.
Exactly. And they are at home also. We can't forget that one. That they
Yeah.
are at home also. So they'll have the crowd behind them. But yeah, I'm gonna put Germany to go through. It's a tough draw for Croatia. Any other team, and I feel like they have a chance, but it's tough here. All right, Portugal and Netherlands. See, I'm just it's tough because I don't want to look biased, and I also don't want to be
Yeah.
unfair. This is a tough one for one. Both teams have great squads with great depth, and it's just gonna be crazy difficult. Portugal have had good games, but they've kind of struggled a little bit. Netherlands have been looking really good, but if I have to put my faith in one man, Cristiano Ronaldo would be that man. So I'm gonna put Portugal to go through on this. But this
Mhm.
one's tough. Netherlands can easily win this one for sure. We'll see how Portugal's form goes. But yeah, this one, I there's no chance unless France underperforms. They're going through on this one.
Let's
Ukraine,
go,
you made it this far, but that's where your trip ends.
you.
Okay, and then this one, I'm going England because Spain is just they're Barca lovers, so I don't like Spain. So and England's team is looking pretty solid. Like I said, they got players on every position. They're looking solid. I'm going England on this one. So next
Yeah.
round, Germany, Portugal. So again, we got Tony Cruz versus Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm gonna go Germany to go through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, low key, that's an easy pick. I'm not gonna say none, but
It's tough, man. You can't underestimate Portuguese players in these types of tournaments. But for
but they're
Germany to
like,
go through, and then lastly, right here, I'm putting France, man. England is tough, but I feel like
it's tough.
France got it. England, I feel like gonna come close, but not far. It will not be coming home. I'm sorry. But yeah, which ties us up for the final, Germany versus France. We got Mbappe and co versus Tony Cruz and co. So as much as I would love for Tony Cruz, as much as I would love for Mbappe, Chouameni, Camavinga, and Furlan Mendy to finally win this Euro, these guys are young. They got another 10 years to win it. Germany to win it all. They got
Shocker.
10 more years, man. They're young. They're in their 20s. They're chilling. They got time.
You
Don't
know
worry.
what? I'm gonna let this one slide just because they got the home field
I said I wouldn't let my heart win, and they still won.
That's why I said I'm like shocked.
uh, I,
Yeah, it's
any
okay. Don't
team,
worry. My heart is.
almost any of these teams can beat Germany. I'm telling you this
I
right
know.
now. All of the teams that they face can beat them 100%. It just depends. We don't know how form is gonna be. We don't know how they're gonna play. It just comes form comes into play.
Mine's biased too. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, so I have Germany here. I'm not gonna hit submit because then it submits the whole thing. We're gonna just go back all the way so Brian can pick his. All right, Brian. Oh, I went all the way back. Okay, give us your picks, Brian.
All right, so we're gonna start off the group pretty easy. We're gonna go with Germany. We kind of know how that's gonna go. I mean, anything could happen, but I think it's just pretty obvious. But then we're actually gonna throw Switzerland up to second. I want to keep Scotland there because Scott McSauce, man, changes that team, but he is hurt, so we don't. We gotta remember that, and maybe we do end up seeing him at some point, but I don't think we will, like, for the early stages at least. So I think I'm gonna have Switzerland there, and Hungary. I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with your club, so unfortunately you're gonna go fourth. All right, then we go to Group B, and I'm not gonna lie, Croatia's paying first. I don't think that's very
Okay.
arguable. I
Okay.
think they're very strong. I think they always perform in these tournaments. They live for these tournaments. Like they love like always crushing everyone's heart like in these tournaments. But I think Spain is actually gonna go third, and I think Italy's gonna go second. I think that's going to be one of the big changes that I see just because both of these teams, when it comes to international play, they kind of like underperform. But in a way, I feel like Spain kind of like Italy chokes, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Spain always sells even more. So like, and I don't know if it's because of all like the pressures of that big team and they're still very, very young right now. Like they got through that phase where now they're getting a lot of young players. So that's why I'm gonna have Italy second and Spain third. And then I'll keep Albania fourth.
All right. Fair.
And
Fair play.
sorry Albania, but like I think you just got stuck in the group of death, and it's very
Yep.
unfortunate for you.
It's very unfortunate. Hey, we never know. Look at the 2014 World Cup. Costa Rica ended up topping that group of death and upset a lot of people.
Literally.
You never know.
All right. So then we go to Group C. England first. That I don't even think that's an argument in this one. I mean, we could see the clash of heads that we've been talking about, but I don't think so. So I think they're gonna be first. Then we get the switch up. I actually think Denmark's gonna do better than Serbia. So throw Serbia down a third and do Denmark second. Just this one's just because I have a little bit of faith in Denmark, not for any particular reason. I can easily see Serbia going second, but I'm just like this is a little one of the biases where that's gonna be like my little push team, but we'll see. And then Slovenia, they're gonna be fourth. I'm sorry, like once again. I just don't think your club has the facilities. But anyway, then we go down to
Wait, you
Group
put Serbia
D.
third, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. I got
So
confused.
then,
So I heard Serbia, Slovenia. I was like, wait.
so then we
What?
go down to Group D. This is one of the big shakeups. Throw Netherlands up at first. I feel like when it comes to these tournaments, Netherlands is also one of those clubs, man. And I feel like
Wow.
I'm getting a lot of this
You're
France
gonna
hype.
sleep on Kylian the
Yeah,
Turtle
I am
Mbappe?
sleeping. I'm freaking like snoozing right now. Like everybody is throwing all this hype at France. They always want to get them to win the tournaments, but no, I'm actually gonna get them as an underdog and start off second. I won't throw them down lower because I genuinely like France is France. They're not gonna be even when they're bad, they're not horrible. So like obviously they're gonna outperform Austria and Poland at least is what we think, but Netherlands is one of those teams where they can put up a competition and they always do perform in these kind of like tournaments.
That's
So
fair,
I'll have
honestly.
Netherlands first, France second, and then this is kind of where it's just like I feel like this one's actually a toss up, but I'll just throw up Poland in third, not for any particular reason, just throwing them up there because
Yeah.
why not?
I mean, Lewandowski has been carrying them in the past to these through these tournaments, so you never know.
Yeah,
Let's see if he still got it.
and the teams kind of ran through him a little bit more, so.
Yeah, it's pretty much set up for him. Honestly, it's his team at this point.
But with Group E, obviously we knew that was going to change this one a little bit. Well, throw Belgium up there. I know they're bad, but I think they'll top the group. At least they should top the group. That's the
Yeah.
expectation for them. Then, uh, well, I'm gonna keep Ukraine there. So I'm keeping Ukraine second, just for the Mudrik, just for the Mudrik. But they're also performing very good
Chelsea
right now. So
fan
I'm
over
not gonna
here.
lie. Yeah, they're they're performing very very well. And I'm not really like familiar with Romania and Slovakia, which is kind of why I'm just like, and like kind of don't know who to throw third and fourth. But I'll throw Romania fourth, cause why not?
Just change it up.
Literally, that's why I'm just like some of these I'm choosing with my heart. Some of these I'm just like, eh.
Why not?
All right, now group because see sometimes I feel like I go a little bit too like
To Rogue.
too safe. So yeah, I'm just like no, I feel like I go too safe sometimes. So I'm just like,
Oh,
why not change it up? All right,
true.
so group F. All right, Portugal's pretty obvious. I think I'm not gonna lie, keep this group exactly how it is, and I'll tell you
Okay.
why. Portugal, yes, they're very like hit or miss. Like they either perform very very well or they perform like to the bottom of what they can. Like their potential is literally up up or down, and it's always because of like that one is very because of their clash of heads. There's a lot of egos on that team, and it's always gonna be like that. Like I feel like when you got one of the best, literally like one of the best players in the world, like it's always gonna try to get ran through him. And when it gets ran any other way, there's always problems. And then there's like these stars like the Brunos that think it should be like otherwise, or they think they should be like more focused, but it always ends up getting ran through Ronaldo. At least it should be, but there's a lot of ego there. Turkey, I feel like actually always does very good too. They're very like slept on, but they always perform. And then Georgia, that one's just because I'd like to see them go through, and I don't know that much about I don't even know how to say it. Chechnya?
Czechoslovakia. I think.
Yeah, Czechoslovakia.
Oh, wait.
But so
Wait. It's Czech Republic. My bad. That's
yeah,
a lot of these teams have changed. You know, like how Yugoslavia, the Montenegros, the
yeah,
Serbias, like they used to all be united. So I get mixed up sometimes. I think it's still Czech Republic.
yeah. But anyway, so then I'll just have Georgia going through because that's just somebody I would like to see go through too. So
And
yeah,
yeah.
that's just for the groups.
Yeah, like you said, thing about that Portugal thing. Even I feel like once Ronaldo leaves, they're gonna have the situation still because everyone's gonna fight to be like the main voice, and it's gonna
Yeah.
stay the same. I feel unfortunately,
And
but
I feel like Portugal's one of these teams, and I don't like want to offend anybody, but I feel like they complain a lot. Like they're one of those teams that
they
always
do.
complains to the fouls. They always cry to the refs, and it's just like I feel like that's one of their downfalls because that actually ends up hurting them, and I feel like it irritates refs sometimes, and it like gives them not calls because they're always constantly complaining. So I feel like that's also like one of the reasons it's gonna end up hurting them, and you'll see in my opinion.
That's funny.
But
Oh
we'll
no,
keep going.
Brian. Before you go through, I read something that supposedly in the Euros they enforced it very heavily that if anyone other than the captain speaks to the ref,
Yeah.
they're gonna get booked on site.
Yep, I
So
did hear too, and I'm actually excited for that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get tired of the complaints. Sometimes it's too much. Like, and these refs, they don't need all this slander from players. That like sometimes it's just like, dude, like, who even are you to be arguing right now? Like, just stop.
yeah, I mean it's
Like, I don't
true,
know.
man. It
Yeah,
could be an obvious foul and they'll be crying. I'm like, bro, you literally slid the crap out of this man. How are you arguing about there was no foul? These
yeah.
guys are just funny, man. But continue, Brian. Give us your lucky losers to go through.
Okay, so it's kind of laggy now here. I can't really see the things no more. I see the Spains. The You want to run me through the?
You
I see
got
the.
Scotland, Spain,
Yeah.
Serbia, Poland, Slovakia, and Georgia.
All right, so first we'll throw Spain in first. Oh, there we go. It just fixed. All right, so we'll throw Spain first, Scotland second. We'll keep that. You know what? Throw Georgia up there instead of Poland, and we'll throw them fourth because I think Serbia will do better than Georgia.
Serbia, okay.
Yeah, so throw Serbia third and Georgia fourth, and then we'll keep it like that. I think Poland will kind of get knocked out just because the same thing. I kind of want to see Georgia go through. I feel like that'd be really cool. So I'll just have them in there. Spain, I think it's obviously a lock. They're gonna go through. Same thing like with yours with Italy. It's literally whatever one doesn't qualify is gonna go through, like in here.
Yeah,
And then I think Scotland.
unless they do
This
bad.
is a lot of people actually think that Scotland aren't gonna make it, but I think this is the year that they're gonna keep going through and they're gonna keep going on a crazy run. We'll see how
Okay,
crazy it gets.
all right.
But then Serbia, I think there is just an easy lock also to go through, and then Georgia, like I said, was just one that I would kind of want to see through. I could easily see Poland going through here, but nah, I'll just throw Georgia.
All right. Now let's
All right, so
see the next ones. All right.
this is where it gets interesting. See, any other matchup, and I would throw Scotland to go through, but they're not going through against Croatia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you, Scotland fans. Comic sauce, you're not getting through Luka Modric and this crazy Croatia team. They literally are always in, like, these dudes live for the finals. They love making it to finals in these big competitions. And I feel like it's every year, like every other year they're there. So that's pretty easy for me. Germany, Denmark. I think Germany's gonna rally this one. I think it should be pretty easy. They do got the home field advantage. Portugal, Serbia. I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of want to get Portugal knocked out, but I'm gonna choose with my brain, and I'm gonna choose Portugal just because I don't think
That's
Serbia will.
toxic, man.
Just because I don't think Serbia can pull it through. Like I want to choose Serbia,
They
but
have
like
in
I
the
feel like I'm
past, you
just
know.
dumb. Not I know. I just feel like I'm dumb not choosing them. And this can bite me back in the butt. Like we can look back at this and be like, well, I should have gone Serbia, but we're gonna keep it Portugal. And then France, Ukraine. Here, I'm clearly choosing Ukraine. France has
Are
no
you
chance against my boy.
really?
No, I'm not.
I was like, wow. Okay.
No, I wish. I don't. I just. I don't think Ukraine has the facilities. I think France is a little too dominant. They have too big of a team, and like France is gonna be France. They're gonna make their way through this. I mean, we don't know if they'll make it to the finals, but they're
Yeah.
gonna do good. Then we go to Belgium, Spain, and I'm actually gonna have Spain because, like we said, Belgium does underperform, and they always end up getting knocked out. They've literally played so horrible these last couple of times they played, like with international play. It's actually kind of sad because you see the potential they have on their team. You see these crazy players, like KDB's getting up there, but he's not up there. He's still one of the best players in the world. They got
He's
Courtois,
washed.
like literally.
Courtois not there.
No, I know. But I was like, they got all these players that they don't call up to. Like they literally I feel like they're just stuck at this spot where like they don't know what to do with the team and it's kind of like going downwards. Like it's sadly going downwards because before they used to be this big headed monster where like we would see them and we were just like, yep, they're always gonna get pretty far. But now it's kind of the opposite. We kind of like expect them to get out pretty quickly. But then we move down, and I think Netherlands is clearly going to take out Turkey if it gets to this point. But I feel like that'd be a pretty easy way to go through. And then, could you scroll down?
Oh, that's it. I
Is there
think,
another?
isn't it?
I think there's one
Oh,
more,
oh,
isn't
there
it?
is. Oh, there is. Oh, I'm tripping. There's two more.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's more. So then I think here it's clearly it's coming home. They're going through. And then I'll go. It's kind of hard actually.
It's a tough one, you know.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I could easily see any of these teams going through. And I want to go Switzerland for the memes, but you know what? I'm gonna go Italy.
Nah, you can't. But I mean, Switzerland did knock out France last time in the round of 16. I want to say on pen, so you never know.
Yeah,
You never know, but
but yeah,
not here.
we'll have Italy going through.
All right, Brian.
Now this is the
Ooh,
same matchup that was on yours, which is
yes, it
tough.
was.
You went Germany. I'm going Croatia. I
Okay,
feel like
that's
Croatia's
fair.
always that
That's
team.
fair,
They're just.
man.
I'm not gonna let the bias get to me. Tony Cruz, sorry, buddy, but it's not happening. I think he's gonna go home sad, and I think it's just like I don't know. I feel like every time I watch Germany's attack, like they don't convince me that they're like this dominant team yet. Like I always see like these moments and glimpses where they get like shut down and they just don't know what to do. And I feel like Croatia never gets put into these positions. Croatia, I'm telling you, Croatia lives for these moments. But so then, so then with when it comes to France and Portugal, when it comes to France and Portugal, I think it's pretty easy for France. Not because like any specific reason. I just think it's pretty like I feel like they're just gonna steamroll. I feel I want to go Portugal because of Ronaldo, and I would love to see him get his Euros.
Well,
But
he already
like,
got his Euros.
yeah, I know, but like get another one because
Yeah,
like I feel like right now, like a lot of people try to diminish him because
because he
Messi
didn't
winning
play in
the
the
World
final.
Cup.
Oh,
Yeah, so like I would want to see him win something big again, so like people can put respect on his name because it's well deserved.
yeah.
And like I feel like he's getting a lot of slander right now, but I think France is just too big.
But
And then Spain,
Brian,
Netherlands.
it's Mbappe versus his idol.
So here we're clearly going Spain. Just kidding. Now we're going Netherlands.
Okay,
And
that's
then
fair.
I feel like it's pretty well put together. I feel
I
like
won't
Spain
argue with
like
that one.
they're bound to choke at some point, and I feel like it's gonna be at this moment. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's pretty good that they've even made it this far because I feel like they can get knocked out sooner. So, but with that being said, we're gonna have Netherlands going through, and then we're gonna have the boys England going through because of the stacked team they have, and I feel like they're gonna piece it together in this Euros. Then,
Interesting
oof,
picks.
it gets big here.
All right.
Cause see, oh,
Remember, these guys
yeah,
met up in the 2018 World
they
Cup
have.
final.
And you know what? Mbappe is not winning his Euros. Give me Croatia again. Croatia to the finals. They go.
Hey,
Just because,
he did say the Euros is harder to win than the World Cup. He did say that.
yeah, just because of that. And I was literally gonna reference that right now. I was gonna say he's over here trying to reference that, but he's leaving out all these big teams like the Brazils, Argentinas. Nah, fam. Don't be salty because you lost the World Cup. Like, sorry, buddy. But I think no, I genuinely think this is gonna be like a toss up. Literally, I can see anybody going through. I can see France, Croatia. This is more so just because I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like Croatia just gets they get lucky in these. Like not lucky, but like they're obviously a good team. They're surrounded. They have like the depth. So does France. But I feel like sometimes France chokes. And like you say they're meshing well right now, but like I can easily see that they always shit the bed at some point, and I don't like want to speak that, or I don't want to like end up having that bite me in the butt and them winning. But you know what? I'm going with my gut, and I'm going Croatia.
Okay.
And then for the next one, Netherlands, England, another like literal toss up. That's why we always have these big teams up here. But I think we're taking the England boys to the final, and the story of Harry Kane winning his first trophy continues. And then I told you there was gonna
Okay.
be bias.
Where are
The
you going
England
here,
boys are
man?
bringing it home. They're
They're
bringing it
bringing
home.
it home?
They will bring it home, and you know why? Because
Wow.
my Cole Palmer is gonna be so cold that they're gonna be bringing it home.
That guy is
Every pen,
auraless, man.
every pen, give it to my boy Cole Palmer. Man doesn't miss any penalties.
My guy has no
Nah,
aura, man.
I'll give you my genuine reasoning.
All
I
right.
actually feel like England is literally they have this. This is like the super squad. Like this is the squad you assemble. Like this is like the Warriors on their 20, I believe like
15.
2016, but
2015, 2016.
2015. Yeah. I feel like this is like you can't mess this up. If you mess this up, it's actually like gonna be so sad because you have Jude now, who's literally turned into a superstar. You have Palmer, who's turning into a superstar. You already have Kane, who's solidified. You have your Sakas. Like you have all these different players that are like so good that like it's. I feel like it's oh, I don't even want to say. I was gonna say I feel like it's impossible for them to throw, but they always throw.
They do
But
always throw.
I feel like this is the year. I feel like they'll piece it together, and I feel like they're getting everybody behind them. And the more people that they get behind them, I feel like it's gonna give them confidence, and I think they'll actually win it. So yeah, that's my
Okay.
picks. But a little bit of bias, but like I said, it's good to have a little bit of bias because it changes it up a little bit. You don't want to just like be that boring guy that chooses like the boring teams. Like you
Yeah.
gotta throw something in there. So yeah,
All right. Well, I'm gonna
and
say
it's very possible. Don't get me wrong, it's very possible.
it is very possible. I was gonna say, who is your top goal scorer, and who do you think wins the? Okay, give me your top goal scorer. Your, I think, I think it's for player of the tournament, right? I forget who gets that one.
Yeah.
Your, give me your top goal scorer, your player of the tournament, and your clean sheet, or the best goalkeeper, I guess.
Uh, my top goal scorer, I'll give it to Mbappe. I
Okay.
think he's gonna be putting up goals, and I don't. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty certain they're gonna run everything through him. So, I'll give him the goals. If not him, I'll give my front runner, which would be Harry Kane.
Oh no! I thought you were gonna say that honestly, so I was shocked.
No, yeah, I'm going Mbappe first, and then Harry Kane will be my front runner. I'll give like my top two. Then for player of the tournament, I'm gonna give it to Jude. And like I said, you're gonna see this little cycle of picks, but because I obviously have England like winning the tournament, so that means I have faith in them. So I'll have Jude as the player of the tournament. But if not him, oh, you know what? If not him, I'll give it to Mbappe again because if they don't win, I think France is gonna win,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say that, but I'm gonna say it. And then goalkeeper of the tournament. Mm.
I don't know if this is based off of clean sheets or what, but I think it is based off clean sheets.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to Kobel if he does end up playing for Switzerland,
Kobo?
yeah.
Alright. That's
Just because
fair.
of random one.
Why not? Alright. So for goal scorer I also was going with Mbappe.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I was gonna go Jude, but you said Jude, so I gotta switch it up here. So I'm gonna go Tony Cruz for player of the tournament.
Well, why don't you say Jude and then you give your runner up? What it was your runner up?
I was gonna say
Because that.
Jude.
All right, so Jude will be your player, and then your runner up
It
would
would
be
be
who?
Tony Cruz. And
All
then
right,
for the runner up on the goal scorer, I'll give it to Ronaldo.
nice.
All right, now goalkeeper, I'm gonna go Lunin. Wait,
Bruh,
you know
this
what?
guy,
You know what's
not
funny?
real.
You know what's funny? I said Lunin versus Courtois, and they didn't call up Courtois, so I'm here like, bruh. What am I? What
Yeah.
is this guy yapping about, bruh?
Oh
Oh
God.
man, but either way, I'm going Lunin, man, because a lot of these goalkeepers, let's cycle through. Let's go back really quick to all the teams, all right? Germany, I went too far back. Germany, freaking Neuer has been dropping and fumbling. Ter statue, don't even
Yeah.
get me started on Ter statue.
The
Um,
statues, the statues.
um, Switzerland, you said Kobel. I mean, yeah, he had a great season for Dortmund, so that's a good shout. Scotland, I don't know who Scotland's goalkeeper is. Hungary, I don't know. It might be Bogdan, it might not be. Don't know who. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, I don't know who Hungary's is. Croatia, I think is like Livrosic. I think that's his name. I forget who he
Yeah,
plays for.
something
I don't
like
know
that.
about him. Italy, Donnarumma, that guy is cheeks.
That's it.
Spain, they have like I think Raya and Simon,
Yeah.
and they're all right, but maybe one of those guys. Albania, don't know who the goalkeeper is. England, they didn't call up. I don't think they called up Nick Pope. I can't remember. I don't know who they're running at goal.
Yeah.
Oh no, they have Ramsdale in goal. That guy is he's hit or miss.
That's not it.
Denmark, I don't know who the goalkeeper is. Serbia, I don't remember who the goalkeeper is. Slovenia, I mean, Oblak. Remember we said Oblak and Handanovic can only do so much. So no. Netherlands, I don't know who they're going at goalkeeper. Who's their goalkeeper? Bijlau? I don't know who the goalkeeper is for Netherlands. France, they don't have Lloris. I think they're running Mainan.
Yeah.
Or Mignon, I guess it's Mignon, but whatever. He plays for AC Milan. Poland, don't know who the goalkeeper is. Austria, can't recall. Belgium, they didn't have Courtois, or else it probably would have been Courtois. Or they said Ukraine. Slovakia, don't know who Slovakia is. Wait. Slovakia's goalkeeper is... He plays for United. He's their backup goalkeeper. No, it's he was at Newcastle. Do you know who I'm talking about, Brian? Slovakia.
No, let me see if I can find him.
Slovakia. He plays for Newcastle.
There's a Dubravka.
Yeah, Dubravka. It's Dubravka. I'm pretty sure.
There's a Lava.
I'm pretty sure it's Dubravka. Dubravka. I'm pretty sure Slovakia's goalkeeper. I might be wrong. Don't know who Romania's is. Portugal, I think they're playing Diogo Costa. That's a good shout. Not bad. I don't know who Turkey's goalkeeper is. Georgia. Georgia's goalkeeper, I think he plays in... I know he plays in La Liga. I forget his name. But he plays in La Liga. Czech, they got Peter Czech. I'm just kidding. They wish. Yeah, your go. But, you know, I'm going to give it to Lunin, you know. I'm going to give it to Lunin. But there's some good shouts for goalkeeper. I'm going to give it to Lunin. But yeah, so that is our Euros predictor. I'm sure a lot of people will not like our picks, and that's okay. But we'll see. Brian will probably end up getting it right because so far he's like 2-0.
Nah,
he's like 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
With these, no 3-0. I forgot Champions League, and then Prem and La Liga. So he's 3-0. So he might be right, and I might be wrong. So. We might see it might finally be coming home.
However, before we end, I want to get a quick take.
All right, have at it.
All right, who do you got tomorrow? Germany or Scotland to open it up?
Germany, come on, of course. You got Scotland? There's no chance.
Like,
there's no chance. Like I got them going home. No, but
Score prediction.
I'm gonna go. I was gonna say 3-0, but I'll be nice. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Hey, I was gonna go 3-0, so I'll stick with the 3-0.
Okay, I'm going 2-0. We'll see what happens.
Never know. We'll see. That's gonna be a very good start. I think it's a very solid matchup. Not gonna lie, to start off the Euros.
Yes, because in the past they'll have no offense, but they'll have two mid teams started, and I'm like, bro, woo, like, literally. Nah, man. But
actually, something worth watching.
Exactly right. Exactly. But yeah, so this is our Euros predictor. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know who you have going through and all that good stuff.
Let us know who you guys have winning and why.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.
Adios.